Forgotten Key's mid-poly aesthetic. I have played 2 games published by Daedalic Entertainment, the mystery walking simulator State of Mind, about a poor, down-on-his-luck journalist trying to find his wife and son, developed first-party by Daedalic, as well as the journey-like, flight-centric exploration game Air, developed by Forgotten Key. It was an extremely enjoyable, fast-paced game where most games inspired by Journey go for slower movement that sells cinematic scenes. With 2 for 2 solid, enjoyable games, I have come to pay more attention to the details of the artistic direction. As it stands, industry art tends to seem to diverge into either aiming for higher graphic fidelity and realism versus stylized pushes of retro art born from old programming limitations. It has made a dichotomy between high resolution and pixel art. Only recently have some games started trying to recapture the low poly 3D aesthetics of, say, the PlayStation 1 and 2. These games did neither. Models are clearly polygonal. They do not attempt to hide flat planes with sharp corners. Yet, at the same time, they build up complex models with many of these planes. They clearly have the ability to make games with higher poly models that create more naturalistic, smooth shapes. They choose not to at every turn, but I also don't believe that these games would be artistically notable if they did. Higher fidelity would actually be a detriment to the artistic value of these games. For example, something interesting about these models is that they are asymmetric. Humans have bilateral symmetry, so 3D artists usually start a sculpt by creating a symmetrical model first, then adding details later. Air and State of Mind use their mid-poly styles to exaggerate the asymmetrical folds and wrinkles of clothing to emphasize the different social status of characters in the case of State of Mind, or establish different cultural dresses of fantasy cultures in the case of Air. Without many polygons available to them, that process of adding details must be careful and intentional. Without the mid-poly models calling attention to exaggerated differences, the characters would just look like generic people with wrinkly clothes. The artists at Forgotten Key have found a polygonal style that is uniquely theirs, and harkens that a low-poly artistic renaissance akin to what we have already seen with pixel art is now on the horizon. Sadly, Forgotten Key shut down in 2019. From my research, the artist behind this style is likely Stefan Wacker. I have included a link to their ArtStation page in the description of this video. I hope to see more games in this style in the future. Stay true.